Yo, what's up guys, I'm back with another video, and in this video I'm going to show you how I remake Operator by Arcando and Julian Jordan.
Operator, master of sound, keep playing so I never come down. Operator, master of light, keep moving till they turn on the lights. Operator, master of sound, keep moving so I never come down. Operator, master of light, keep moving when they turn on the lights. Operator, master of sound, keep moving so I never come down, 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 so I never come down.
This track is an absolute banger, and I'm pretty happy with how close my version sounds. We kick things off with a moody, dark chord progression. Layers, this vital sign view table with low pass with two voices in 3% unison, then distortion, chorus and EQ. Then another layer. For the effects, I added distortion, EQ to shape the sound, then I added two OTTs, then at last EQ to shape it and Fruity filter for automation, and this Reese bass from my Serum 2 sound bank. And for the effects, just EQ, which I'm using for automation. I added a lot of ambience to create that stamped vibe. Plus a snare loop with a filter. Then it transitioned to the break, which is more orchestral and cinematic. Before that, there is a Reese fill and a sub drop for a smoother transition. And for processing, bunch of OTTs, EQ to shape it, then bunch of distortion, and at last EQ, which is for automation. Now, the break. Here's where we go full cinematic. Orchestral drums bring that epic superhero vibe.
No, I'm Iron Man.
For effects, I added some EQs on the orchestral hits to tame the low mids, and on the claps I cut the lows and cranked the highs for that crisp sparkle, and a compressor to glue it all together. Orchestral drums without effect sounds like this. And with effects, it sounds like this. And in this portion, we have the drop melody, which is filtered with a ton of reverb. We bring back that Reese bass from the intro, but with an EQ to keep the lows clean. Gotta make room for those orchestral drums to shine in the low end spotlight. Then we have a lot of transition effects and another Reese fill, cause why not? Now the build up. For Synths, we have this dance floor bass in the first half. And this plug shots in the second half. Both the bass and plug are from my Serum 2 pack. The rest is a lot of drums, risers and downlifters. As you can see, I added pitch automation for the kick to make it rise, plus high pass automation to thin out the bass and low mids before the drop. This makes the drop hit harder than a Monday morning alarm. I also added volume automation to control the drum volume, preventing it from getting too loud, which helps the drop shine. I also add volume automation for the synths too, but in this track there are not many synths, so it's fine. You will see in the second build-up where there are more samples, but automation keeps it all in check. And the drop fill is just the snare or claps from the drop. Now, the drop. First, we tease with a fake drop. Bass taps, brass taps, and riser and shakers. Then, the real drop slaps in. Let's break down the drums. Kick. Two samples here. The main kick lays the foundation, while the top kick adds some gritty highs. I EQ'd the top kick to cut everything below 2k Hz and shaped the main kick with another EQ. This is for automation. Ozone imager keeps it mono. Then shaper box shortens the tail and a clipper to cut the peaks. Now the snare or clap. I laid a bunch of them, EQ'd them separately, then routed them to a main channel for some final processing. Added compressor, EQ to shape it, then transient shaper and a clipper to cut the peaks. As you can see, these are sidechained to the synths, which I will show you in the drop synth section. Then shakers. Added EQ to cut the lows, transient shaper to shape it, and it's sidechained to the kick to give space to the kick transient. I also added drop fills, vocal chops, and drop effects. That's it. Now, drop synths. Let's start with the bass. The mid bass sounds like this. Layers. For the effects, I added camel crusher for distortion, then OTTs to glue it all together, then saturation, then at last EQ to shape it. Then I rendered out the mid bass and added this EQ. And this is our sub bass. Then for sub bass, camel crusher for distortion, then EQ. Then all of them are routed to a main bass channel where I added EQ, which is doing nothing, then compressor, clipper to cut the peaks, and two kick starts, one for the kick sidechain and another for snare. To use this method, route your kick and snare to that channel, in this case bass, open kick start, set it to audio, select the mode you want. For the kick, I choose tighter mode, move it slightly so it starts from 0 to avoid abrupt clicks. Now go to settings, enable sidechain and select the kick for the signal. Adjust the sidechain shape, do the same for the snare, but don't make the slope or dip too big or it will sound abrupt. For the snare, I use extreme short mode and you can hover here to control it. You can make it short or long. For the kick, keep it around at the end of the kick bass like this. Now, the drop leads, the star of the show. These leads are not exactly the original, but they are close enough to original. Layers. For the effects, distortion, fruity balance and fruity filter for automation, fruity reverb for automation in the drop, and Valaharum for automation in the break. OTTs, bunch of EQs, distortion, transient shaper to shape it, then soothe to get rid of the unwanted frequencies. Then at last clipper to cut the peaks, and then sidechain for kick and snares. That's it. I also added some percussion shots to give the pluck extra snap. To fill the space, I added ambient and choir samples for that larger than life feel. In the second part of the drop, the melody changes. And the siren sample sneaks in. But before that, we got a transition with those brass shots and some sick vocal fills. Now, after the first drop, we transition directly to the second build-up. But before that, we have this cool transition effects with the Reese bass. Now, in the second build-up, there are a lot of build-up drums and snare loops. So, as you can see, I added a lot of volume automation to control them. Without automation, it sounds like this. And with automation, it's way more controlled. I added the Reese bass from the orchestral section and some arps. One cool thing in this vocal shot, which also acts like a riser, it's not a pitch automation, it's frequency shifting. I used a frequency shifter and reverb to make it sound like it's ascending to the heavens. Now, second drop. The second drop is a hard techno beast. My first, or maybe second, try at the genre. We've got a standard kick plus another for that rumble effect. And for the effects, EQ to reduce the highs, then distortion, added soft clip distortion, then again EQ, then again distortion, then again EQ to shape the sound, then again distortion, then at last clipper to cut the peaks, which is not cutting the peaks. I watched this YouTube tutorial, tweaked the settings, and it slaps. Then I added shakers, top loops, risers for variation. Now, the drop synths are pretty simple. First, we have this acid bass. Then, this screech lead. It's simple, just two super saws, create an envelope like this and link it to the detune of both oscillators. For effects, just distortion, EQ and reverbs. For the post-processing, camel crusher for distortion, reverb, again EQ to shape the sound, then soothe 2 to get rid of the unwanted frequencies, and at last EQ to cut the lows. Also this hardstyle kick. For the effects, EQ to shape the sound, then delay, reverb, then at last EQ to cut the lows and a clipper to cut the peaks. And we have this Reese bass. And yeah, that's it for the video. It's a pretty sick track. You can get the FLP link in the description. Also, you can check out my Serum 2 sound bank, Atmospheric Sample Pack Volume 2 and the All Project Bundle with 10 FLP remakes of your favorite artists. There's a lot of cool stuff on my website, so head over to anasamirmusic.com. Definitely check it out if you're interested. And drop a like and subscribe. It helps the channel, and comment what you want next. I'm planning more track from scratch videos and few remakes this month, but let's see. I hope you have a great weekend and I will meet you next Friday. Thanks for watching.